Not far from the easternmost point of England, between the town of Woodbridge and the open land of Sutton Heath, lies an area of country typical of that to the region of East Anglia. Flat, green and windswept, this particular wedge of fenland at first glance may do little to catch the eye until you notice a series of raised mounds in the foreground. These mounds are not a product of nature, but rather interfered and moulded by people from many years ago. For over 1500 years, the raised earth plots were largely left to the elements and remained undisturbed. But that all changed in the year 1939 when the simple curiosity of a local homeowner led to one of the most magnificent discoveries of all time. In today's video, we're going to take a break from the horrors of war and turn back the clocks to another era. This is the story of Sutton Hoo and the most incredible excavation in British history. The image you can see on screen is recognisable to many in the UK, particularly East Anglia, as a symbol of the Anglo-Saxon period. The Sutton Hoo helmet is often regarded as one of the most important finds in British archaeological history and gives a small insight into an era with very few written records. The helmet, along with an assortment of other treasures such as a gold buckle, coins and clasps, silver bowls and a feasting set, were all uncovered inside the chamber of a ship measuring 27 metres in length, which was buried in one of the mounds. Edith Pretty, whose Suffolk home included the raised mounds on her land, was the organiser of the excavations from 1938 to 1939, and she oversaw much of the process herself. From being accustomed to excavation digs from previous visits to Egypt with her father some years ago, Pretty consulted the Ipswich Corporation Museum about the mounds and was sent an amateur archaeologist named Basil Brown. When the largest of the mounds, simply named Mound 1, uncovered a large decaying ship, she knew that the find was of enormous historical significance. In addition to the finds in Mound 1, there are numerous other mounds which contained an array of items such as tableware, human ashes, glass fragments, pottery, a throwing axe, and a sword. Alongside the helmet and coins found in Mound 1 were traces of what had once been a body occupying the helmet. However, due to the acidity of the soil, the bone matter of the body had completely disappeared into the earth, and thus no identification, if at all possible, was able to be done. The most commonly accepted theory is that the body belongs to an East Anglian king from the early 600s due to the lavish items left behind in commemoration as well as evidence of sacrifice. As for which king exactly is difficult to know, but the most common guess is that of Riddled, who ruled from the late 500s to around 624 AD. Unlike previous East Anglian kings, at least some things are known about Riddled's life apart from just being the potential occupant of the Sutton Hoo ship. But perhaps we'll save all that for a future video dedicated to the king himself. In addition to Riddled, other theories have been put forward as to who the body belonged to, such as Eopvold, a son of Riddled, or Sigibert, who is known to have been either a direct son or a stepson of the aforementioned king. The magnitude of the Sutton Hoo find cannot be understated. Before the excavations of the site, very few artefacts or records were kept from the early Anglo-Saxon era, meaning the piecing together of the historic timeline was very difficult. And while Sutton Hoo certainly left many questions unanswered, it helped to provide an evidential block in the void of missing chronology from this period. Whether we will ever know the whole truth behind Sutton Hoo remains to be seen. Maybe one day some groundbreaking new evidence may surface to complete the mystery, or perhaps it's our fate to never fully know the truth behind it all. Whatever the case, the importance of Sutton Hoo helped us shape our foundational knowledge of a bygone time. I hope you enjoyed this video on the fascinating story of Sutton Hoo. Thank you to all viewers and subscribers, and I'll see you next time.